Right, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It is Challenger Scorpion game. It's 1850 points, and Lawrie Turner and his brother Alex have come down, and they're going to join together in a grand alliance to take on the Orks. Orks will be fighting across this trench network terrain here, and then a triple alliance of Catchan Jungle Fighters, Militarum Tempestus, and Salamanders as well, debuting on the channel, will be fighting the Orks here across this terrain. So trench network here is a debut for this terrain as well. Lovely network that's been put together here. This is the club terrain here down at SSWG Wargames Club, and we've put it out here across this battle map with some jungle terrain and scrub as well. So a vast trench network, flak towers and gun emplacements, and then some craters here. It's a battle line that has seen attacks in the past, but it'll be here that Orks will do battle with the forces of the Imperium. Right, so welcome to this 1850 point games, Challenger Scorpion, and the Orks will be taking on the Imperial forces here, a triple alliance the Orks will have to deal with in this battle. So the regular list here for Gutrippa, he will lead the standard force organisation for the Orks, so Gutrippa there in command. Second HQ is Innards, the Ork Weird Boy. Then for troops, 3 units of Ork Boys, all of them with heavy armour. There's a knob for each, a boss pole, and then a big chopper in this unit, and then power claws for these 2 units here, each of them riding inside a truck with reinforced ram and rocket launchers. Then across here, inside the shuttle bus, battle wagon with 4 rocket launchers on top and reinforced ram, is 4 mega knobs. Killsaw Kyle is in there with his 2 killsaws, and then there's a boss pole on one of the knobs just there. Then elites here, tank busters, 2 units of 8 of them, 3 bomb squigs in each of those units, and then a knob and boss pole for each of them as well. And then 2 heavy supports as transports for them, 2 looted wagons, each with reinforced ram and a kill cannon on top. Then the Gorkanaut, grot riggers for him this time, 10 points, so it will not die, special rule for that clunking monstrosity. And then down here, 7 bikers as fast attack. Zog leads them, regular knob with boss pole, and power claw for him. And that is it, 1850 points, just a few points short of 1850 points here for the Orks. Right, so fighting against the Orks, Lawrie Turner's come down and his brother Alex, and they've combined together. There's 3 different armies here. We'll get them to go through what they've got.
Yeah, so this is my primary detachment of Catchan Jungle Fighters, starting with the HQ. Here is the company commander. He hasn't got the Power Fist, but but in there is 3 snipers and a Voxcaster. Also in the HQ is a Ministorum Priest and a level 1 Psyker. I haven't rolled for his powers yet. And then the 2 troops choices, I've got 2 squads of veterans. One of them over here are riding in the Aurochs with the auto cannon up top. And then there is a plasma gun, a grenade launcher. They all have shotguns, and they've got the demolitions doctrine. So one of them's got the demolition charge. In the other squad is just the veterans with a las cannon team and a Voxcaster. In the elites choice, I've got 3 Bulgrins. They've got the slab shields and grenadier gauntlets. Heavy choices at the back, I've got 2 Layman Russ. One is the Vanquisher with the Vanquisher cannon, hull mounted las cannon and sponson heavy bolters. And with him I've got the Layman Russ Exterminator, I think it is, with the twin linked auto cannon on top and hull mounted heavy bolter. And with them I've got a formation detachment. It's in the start collecting box. It's the Hellrain Brigade, and you need to have a what you get in there is a Aurochs Prime. I've got the Aurochs missile launcher on that one with a Stormbolter and the auto cannon on the sides. You have to have a Commissar, who I've left mine at home, but James has kindly lent me his. He has got a power sword and bolt pistol. And then there is the command squad of Scions with the Tempesta Prime. He's got a power maul. In there is 2 hotshot volley guns and a Voxcaster, and the other one just has a hotshot las gun. And the squad next to them have a plasma gun and a melter gun. The others have the hotshot las guns, and the Tempesta has the hotshot las pistol and close combat weapon.
So this is my Salamanders Allied detachment. We have HQ Chaplain. He has Crozius and Stormbolter. He's also wearing the Salamander's mantle, giving him Eternal Warrior. And then we have 5 Terminators, one with a heavy flamer, Sergeant Standard, Stormbolter, Power Sword, and the rest have Power Fists. We then have a 10-man tactical squad, standard Sergeant Bolt Pistol and Chainsword, 1 multi-melter and 1 flamer. They will be riding in the Rhino, standard loadout for that. The Sergeant of the tactical squad does actually also carry a teleport homer as well. And then lastly we have the Storm Talon with twin linked assault cannons and Skyhammer missile launchers. And that's that.
Right, so that's the Triple Alliance there, with the Turner brothers here, with their armies. Interesting combination, not seen it before, and great to see Salamanders finally appearing on the channel as well. But we'll go on to scenario and deployment now, see what battle awaits these forces. Right, so the scenario is Big Guns Never Tire, and the deployment is Hammer and Anvil with randomised deployment for this scenario. So there's 5 objectives on the table. The Imperial Alliance will be at this end, deploying 24 inches in if they wish, just a line of dice there, marking the edge of their deployment zone. And there's no man's land, and then here the Orks will be deploying on this side. So then objectives, they're marked by canisters. There's 5 of them, each of them worth 3 points each. There's one just here, there by the flak gun. There's one here in the centre of the trench. There's one here on the outside of the trench network, just next to the crater there. Then there's one just here, and then the final one is just next to the flak gun, just over there. So it will be fighting this way across the trenches. You reckon it could be a scenario where the Orks are broken in perhaps along the Imperial line, and they're looking to sweep up a flank, and then a hastily organised alliance here has been sent to try and stop them. So Imperial Guard or Catchhands, Militarum Tempestus, and then also some Salamanders have been sent to try and block the Gutrippers rolling up the flank attempt. So that's the scenario. We're going to deployment first. Orks won the roll-off, so they will deploy first and go first, unless the Imperial forces can seize the initiative. Right, just to mention the battle mat that we're using in this game, it's by gamemat.eu, it's 6x4. This one is a new mat they've produced, it's called Wastelands, and fits perfectly with this terrain. You can see the jungle and the stones just blend in perfectly with this battle mat. So they're a nice design, all different designs they do on gamemat.eu. It's a nice rubber sort of mouse mat kind of material, soft on the figures, nice and quiet for dice rolling as well, and then they print the design on top just here. But this one's called Wastelands, and you can check that out on gamemat.eu. Right, so Imperial forces are just deploying at the moment, choosing where they're going to go in reaction to the Ork deployment here. Gorkanaut anchoring the right hand side, Zog and his bikers next to them just there. They're going to try and sneak around on the right hand side as they advance up the table, and then deploying together the mechanized Ork vehicles here. So Gutrippa has joined the Meganobs inside the battle wagon. Weird Boy is with them. He has the jump, psychic power, and their warpath as well. That's where he can grant +1 attack to that unit, or the unit he's with. Then flanking Gutrippa's shuttle bus is the 2 looted wagons, and then 2 units of boys here. This one big chopper, then power claw there, and then the other unit with the power claw just there. This is the view that they have up the table. Imperial forces just deciding how best to deploy it. Alright, so Imperial deployment here. Lawrie and Alex arraying their forces. So the priest here, the Ministerial priest, has joined the Walgrins here, and then tucked inside the jungle, unit Catchan jungle fighters, las cannon, you can see it just there, getting ready to lay down some long range firepower against the advancing Orks. Salamander tactical squad just here, then command squad here, snipers taking up position, and then the Tempest assigns both units command squad just there, regular unit just in front, almost up to the deployment zone line. Then around the other side, just here, this is a squadron, isn't it, of tanks? Yep, so the 2 Russes just there, Psyker just here, then a full squad with a shotgun, Catchans are inside this Tarox here, and then the Commissar has gone inside the Tarox Prime just there. Then in reserve, so we've got the tactical marines, they're inside their Rhino. This one's flying on from reserve, deep striking with the Terminators to take it. The chaplains joined them, and they're inside the Tarox. Right, so the scene is set here. Orks looking to roll up a flank. Will they be able to do it? So Triple Alliance stands against them. We'll let Lawrie here roll 6+. They do want to seize initiative, and they... 4, no, not quite. Alright, so Orks will go first. So engines revving. Gutrippa gives the order to advance. Orks will make their move. So movement here for the Orks. They began their advance, so 6 inches moved up, just avoiding difficult terrain here with the Gorkanaut, just trying to keep his speed up to maximum here with him. Bikers moving up 12, and then passing dangerous terrain with all the Ork vehicles here thanks to the reinforced rams. 12 inches moved here, 6 inches with the looted wagon here, with the potential perhaps to fire these Militarum Tempestus in the trenches just ahead. It is night fighting, by the way, so night fighting here on turn 1. It's dawn here as the Orks attack. Then Gutrippa and his squad moving up 12, 6 inches moved with this one, and then here 12 inches moved with both of those. That's movement phase done. Psychic phase will bypass, we've gone too far here with the weird boy, so we'll go on to shooting phase next for the Orks on the first turn. Alright, so shooting phase for the Orks, turbo boosting here with Gutrippa and the Ork bikers. Squigs have been kicked out of their transports, so they're free to roam around the table. Pushing up here another 12 inches here with this battle wagon. Lawrie and Alex here just saying how fast the Orks move very, very quickly across the table when they're mechanised up. But firepower coming in from the Gorkanaut here. And then also past our don't press stat rolls, one direct hit with one of the kill cannons, and then some tank buster shots coming through. Lots of cover saves being passed. We're saying 4+ here for the embankment, and then becomes 3+ for night fighting, but 3 of the Tempestus signs have been killed just there. 6 inches moved up with Gutrippa and his squad, and then across the other side the 2 battle wagons have pushed up 12 inches as well. They've made it to here, so closing ground pretty quick. Okay, we just done morale check for these. They've passed the Tempestus signs on a 9, needing a 9 with a special rule there for the command squad, granting their leadership. So morale holding here. The ground shakes and rumbles as the Orks advance. Imperial forces now prepare to try and deal with this Ork attack. They need to slow it down, blunt the attack, and then in the later turns consider the objectives. Just a reminder of where they are. One just here, being held by the Katchan command squad. One just over there, being held by the Taurox transport vehicle there. One here, Orks bypassing the one in the middle. One just down here, the bikers have reached that. And there's one way at the back, just here next to the flak gun emplacement. But turn 1's finished for the Orks. They've advanced in their usual style. But a new test here, a Triple Alliance, we'll see how well they do. We'll go on to the first turn for the Imperial forces. Alright, so movement here for the Imperial forces, just reacting to the Orks. So Borgrins have been told to advance here. Priest encouraged them on, so they pushed out just to the edge of this jungle here. Katchan unit inside the jungle terrain just going to hold position. Salamanders not getting out of their Rhino, they're going to hold there and fire with the multi-melter. Command squad, snipers picking out their targets, just staying where they are. Tanks holding position as well. Tempestus signs, though, have advanced. There's a plasma gun, a melter gun here, ready to fire out, and the command squad's moving up through the trench network as well. Then just on the other side, the Taurox and Taurox Prime holding position just there as well. So, movement done. Not too much movement. Pretty much holding position here, and shooting phase I think is going to be important, hoping to do some damage against the Orks as they move in. We're going to psychic phase next for the Imperial forces on turn 1. Alright, so psychic phase done. Prescience, we tried to cast there and failed, didn't roll enough 4+. So psychic phase done. We'll go on to shooting phase next for the Imperial forces on turn 1. Right, so kicking off the shooting here, Laurie's going to see if he can crack open this Ork truck here with a side shot. So a melter gun there and plasma, but twin linked. So melter gun first. Yep. 6 is a hit here.
And the plasma. Oh, rapid fire.
Yeah, 2 shots to the plasma as well. Should do damage to this Ork truck.
Twin linked.
Yeah, he's going to see if he gets all the shots in. Yes, he does. All right, so perfect here. So a melter will automatically penetrate unless you roll a double 1. No, glides through there. And then the plasma strength 7, side armour is 10.
Both shots?
Yeah. So first one bounces on a 9. The next one does go through. So we've got 2 penetrating hits here. So just going to make some rolls here. So for the melter gun, We'll try and ramshackle it. No. Cover save, actually, of 6+ in the dark. Nope. And then we'll do the plasma. Cover save. No. Ramshackle. No. Alright, so the shots have gone through. So Melter first will be on +3 on the result. 4 becomes a 7. It's detonated. So mission accomplished there. We'll figure out the mess here as this Ork truck explodes. Alright, so pinning test passed here. 2 Ork boys killed. The rest are okay, but they have to get out within the template of the exploded vehicle just there. But first blood, a point has been picked up here by the Imperial forces. We'll go on to the rest of their shooting here. We'll see what they can do. Alright, so rest of the shooting phase, not too bad here. A biker taken out from the Salamander Tactical Squad firing across. Then a sniper shot coming through here. Got through. It was a precision shot. And then did wound. Rolled a 1 here for our armour save. And it did get through and put a wound there on Zog. Yeah, and just failing a lookout sir for him. So he's actually taken a wound. It's a good shot there. There's the Katchan snipers just down here picking him out as a target. So Zog is half dead already. No morale check for those. Then here the truck exploded. We saw that. Ork boys disembarking from there. Then some good shooting here from the Lehman Russ squadron. This the Exterminator, is it called, this one?
Yes.
That one there, yeah. The weapons from that one firing through, penetrating and then destroying the looted wagon just here. Exploding. Just put those tank busters back. There's a pinning test we meant to do, not morale, which they did fail there, despite being within 12 inches of Gutrippa's battle wagon just there. So that unit is pinned, and they've got out, losing one of their number as well. Then just coming around the other side here, shooting coming through from the Taurox transports here, trying to do damage against the Ork trucks, but passing a number of cover saves with them. But not too bad for the Imperial forces here. They've picked up a point here also for taking out heavy support. So 2 points picked up now by the Imperial forces, and they're points that they can't lose no matter what happens during the rest of the game. So first turn finished, Orks have advanced, and then some damage being dealt out by the Imperial forces here, and then remember they still have deep striking Terminators to arrive and the Storm Talon to turn up as well, so not all of their forces are on the table. But Orks on the move. They haven't been stopped, but they have taken damage on the way, and we'll go on to their second turn. We'll see what progress they can continue to make and see if they can actually contact some of these units here along the back line. We'll see. Ork turn 2 coming up next. Right, so movement for the Orks here. They have declared a wire this turn, so potential here to charge. We reckon with some of the Ork units, especially the Ork boys here that have disembarked from their transports. So Zog sneaking around here, angry at taking a wound from the Katchan sniper, has sneaked around here looking to take on the Bullgrins there just through the jungle. Then 6 inches moved up here with the Gorkanaut, ready to lay down some more fire support. Pinned here with these, we've had to just keep them where they are. Ork boys moving out of the burning wreck and have moved out in this direction. They did roll 6 inches, moving out of the entanglement just there. Yeah, just taking one of the Ork boys off. Moving out of the burning wreck is dangerous terrain, so one of the Ork boys killed there. Then around here, 6 inches moved up here with the looted wagon and the tank busters inside. Then across here, the Ork truck here moving 6, disembarking 6 of the Ork boys. Potential different targets for them. They could go after the command squad just there, or if they roll high enough with their run move, they may well head off in this direction towards the tank squadron. Then pivoting and then going 6 inches here with the battle wagon, passing dangerous terrain with all the Ork vehicles so far, and then the Ork truck here moving 6, disembarking 4 inches up to the terrain there with that unit of Ork boys. But just shows here by turn 2 Orks starting here, and they've reached here this far up the table and potential to charge already. But we'll go on to psychic phase next. We'll bypass it again, move too far here with the weird boy. We'll save our powers for later on. So shooting phase next for the Orks on turn 2. Right, so shooting for the Orks here, mixed results here for them. Firing here, loads and loads of hits coming through, twin linked here. It's the Ork secret weapon, but slab shields here linking together, 3+ armor save, keeping these Bullgrins alive. Just one win taken on them, so rock hard unit that for the Imperial forces. Moving out here, a run move from these, 2 inches moved up with these Ork boys, so a chance here to charge the Katchan command squad. Then here 5 inches rolled with these Ork boys, so they've swung here and going to direct their attention towards the Leman Russ squadron. Then here the Gorkanaut firing across, we should have pivoted it really, but just in angle with this one, took out the melter gun from this squad, passing morale with the last plasma gun Scion just there. No shots from these, pinned, and then nothing within angle to shoot at or line of sight. Then round here, firing this one, the kill cannon scattered wildly and missed. The tank busters causing no damage. They were firing against the Scion squad just there. Then over here, a rocket shot did get a hit and a glance against the Orks transport just here, but cover save past. Ork boys rolling 4 inches here, so up and just over the trench with a couple of the models as they gear up to line up a charge just there. And then, would you believe it, double one rolled out of all the transports on the table. It was the one we wanted to keep mobile, but Gutrippa's shuttle bus has got stuck on the trench network just there, so a whole point taken and is now stuck. That's quite a turn up for the Imperial forces. That thing would have been free to move off if it had survived the next turn, but now it's stuck here at this point. It's moved up a fair amount up the table, but is now immobilized. This one firing a rocket and missed up at the Orks there, so disappointment there for the Orks with that, but shooting phase not too bad. Assaults now is key. See if these Ork boys units, all 3 units, have a chance to reach their targets. They've been delivered well here into the Imperial position. Roll up some charges now as we go on to Ork assaults next. Alright, so charges here. Alex saying that the Ork wave has breached. It's rolled over the top here. It just shows turn 2 here we're on, and Ork boys have been delivered to the back line. So it's gone textbook here for the Ork boys. Other Ork units have struggled though and have taken damage. But Ork bikers here, Zog ploughing through the jungle, dangerous train being passed and into the Bullgrins just there. Here, charge in on 11 inches rolled up for these, so they've contacted the Katchan command squad. 10 inches rolled here for this Ork boys squad have reached the squadron, and then the top corner of the Ork boys have reached the Orks prime, rolling a 10 for charge range as well. So 4 charges have taken place. They've all reached their targets. We'll go on to combats now. See how well the Orks can do. Be interesting to see how well they do against these Bulgrins here. A tough unit the Catchans have. Right, so this combat here, Hammer of Wrath first of all. 6 is to wound these guys because they are toughness 5. So 1 save here of 3+.
Are you in combat now?
Yes, in combat, yeah.
So it's 4+.
Oh, it becomes a 4+, okay.
Yes.
6 a pass, alright. Going through the terrain here, so we'll let the Bulgrins fight first of all. Yeah, just doing a challenge here. Zog challenged the priest. The priest has backed out, so he's not going to fight. We'll just let the normal Bulgrins fight first of all here against the Ork bikers. Alright, so quite a few attacks coming through for these here. They get a nice base number of attacks.
4s.
Yep.
Re-roll in for Zealot and the priest.
Oh, yes, okay.
Do you want me to re-roll that one?
Yeah. Oh, no, that's fine. Yeah, you can rewrite that one. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
And the 4 Zealot. Oh, nothing.
Nothing, okay. So, but a good few hits. Now, these are strength 5, so the bikers need to be careful here. They could be in a bit of trouble.
4s?
Yeah.
2. 3.
3 wounds coming through. Right, so 4 up. Armour save, which we need to pass. Now we've lost 2, so 2 bikers gone here. Alright, so 2 bikers down. We'll let the regular bikers fight here first of all, and then Zog can go last with his power claw. Right, so regular bikers here do come with Slugger and Chopper, so they are on a +1 attack, and them charging as well. So we're on 4s to hit, which we can't complain about that. And then 5s to wound. Again, no complaints about that. There's 4 saves required, needing 4+ to save. Failing 3.
So 1's dead,
yes.
and 1's taken a wound, because 1 was already on a wound.
Right, so that's 1 Bulgrin down. Wound's been passed on to the other model. Now we'll let Zog fight. Remember, he's angry after taking a wound from the Catchan snipers. 3 attacks charged, 4 attacks. 4s. Gets 2. And then 2s to wound. Yes, so that's strength 9. It won't be instant death, but it will be enough to bring down another one of the Bulgrins. Alright, so 1 Bulgrin left, priest left, that's it, but they are fearless. Yep, so they will just continue on in the fight. We'll close the bikers in. It's not too bad. Damage coming in against the Ork bikers, but it's gone pretty well. Some pretty good results. There's Furious Charge helping the bikers out. So we'll go on to the next combats here. We'll see how well the Ork boys do against the Imperial vehicles. Alright, so the rest of the combat's resolved. You can see the tank squadron's in trouble there, destroying the Vanquisher, and then 2 hull points taken, immobilised, and the heavy bolters destroyed. Their weapon destroyed result, but still alive with the Exterminator auto-cannon just there. Catchan jungle fighters wiped out and consolidating a few inches of the Ork boys in the trench, and then down here the Tarox Prime has been destroyed. Commissar pinned, leadership of 10, he rolled up just there on the other side. So it's gone well for the Orks. Ork boys doing the damage in this fight so far. Pretty good from them. We'll see how the Imperial forces react to this. I think they're rattled here with the speed of the Ork boy advance, but still units left, still Terminators to arrive, and Salamanders have been quite quiet so far in this game. A full tactical squad is available, and a flyer potentially could turn up to help out as well. There are Space Marines on the table, so hope does still remain for the Imperial forces here. We'll go on to their second turn. What will they do? The Orks are on the rampage. They need to be stopped. Can it be done? We'll have to see. Turn 2 coming up next for the Imperial forces. Alright, so movement here for this Imperial Alliance. So fight continues on here against the Borgrins and Bikers. The Storm Talons turned up, coming on at a steep angle here, 18 inches coming across just to lend some fire support against the Ork boys. Salamander Tactical Squad has disembarked, a full squad of 10, going ready to lay down some firepower against the Ork Bikers just there. And then down here, the Taurox has disembarked its Kachan Jungle Fighters. That squad's moved out here to take on the Ork boys. So reacting to the Ork boys in amongst the Imperial deployment zone here, I think Lawrie and Alex are going to prioritise taking them out. The Tempestus Sign Command Squad has just pivoted on the spot. They've not moved. And then the lone Tempestus Sign here has moved out to fire against the Ork looted wagon. Salamander Terminators have arrived, deep striking exactly where they wanted to land, ready to ambush the Ork tank busters here. So tank busters have been picked on in this game. One looted wagon destroyed, and then now it looks like the other one's going to be targeted also. It's wise to deploy down here. There are objectives up for grabs. There's one just there, and there is one just there as well. So even if the Orks annihilate the Imperial forces down here, there's points available in this more empty part of the battlefield. So good tactics there from the Salamanders. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next for the Imperial forces on turn 2. Alright, so Psychic Phase done. Prescience tried to cast it on 5 dice this time and it didn't go off. It is a power 2, isn't it? Level 2 power, so it didn't go off that time. Right, so Psychic Phase done. Uneventful really for both sides actually. The Weird Boy's done nothing all game as well. So we'll go on to Shooting Phase next for the Imperial forces on turn 2. Alright, so Shooting Phase continuing on here. It's been pretty good from the Imperial forces. They've targeted Ork boys and have been pretty effective here. So Salamander squad firing through and combining fire with the command squad here. They've wiped out the Ork boys there in the trench. They've gone. You can see the Ork boy squad here, even though they're in base contact there with the squadron, they're still able to be shot at in close combat. The Storm Talon causing plenty of damage there. In fact, most of the damage came from that. It was AP4 weaponry on a strafing run. Then also fire from the vehicles here, firing down, has reduced them down to just one wounded knob left. I haven't done morale actually for these Ork units, so we'll come to that in just a moment. Then round here, Heavy Flamer, killing just one of the tank busters, hull point caused, and then there was a penetrating hit weapon destroyed, and then another hull point caused as well with a glance from Stormbolter fire. Yeah, no, actually penetrating hit came from him coming through there with the Strength 7 plasma guns, almost taking out this Ork heavy support, but not enough, so a point not picked up yet for taking that out. And then down here, picking on this Ork boys squad, firepower from the Kachan Jungle Fighters here, pretty effective from them with their shotguns. Plasma gun in there, he did actually overheat and killed himself on 2 1s, but grenade launcher fired, pretty effective. Yeah, and then also a demolition charge was thrown. That took out quite a number of the Ork boys. Jungle cover save here, protecting a few, but they've been halved in number. So morale's done, held here with those, and this Ork knob as well, morale passed with him. And then for a penetrating hit coming through, just to see if we're on snapshots, we've passed that as well with the tank busters inside. So Shooting Phase done. Orks certainly taking a lot of damage. They've dealt out damage for sure, but they have received a fair amount of damage in return. So like for like here really at this stage. So it's encouraging stuff for the Imperial forces. As to whether they'll halt the Orks entirely, we'll have to see. We'll go on to combats next. There is an ongoing melee across the other side of the table. Yep, so assaults here then. Melee continues here, and then still in base contact against the vehicles. So that will be an ongoing fight there with the Ork Knob and Power Claw. So we'll get these combats resolved. Alright, so 3 attacks here with the Priest.
5s.
Against Zog. With a challenge going on here. Nothing. All right. So
that's not first round of combat, is it?
no, it's not. No Zealot this time round. Okay, so panic there. Who wouldn't against Zog bearing down on him? Zog will have to wait that lower initiative step. So it'll be the Bullgrin next actually gets to fight. Yeah, it's Bonehead here. Actually will be initiative 2, so it was simultaneous with the regular Ork boys. But we'll let Lawrie roll up here. So 3 attacks basic.
4 for Bonehead.
4 for Bonehead, okay. So 4s to hit. 2. And 4s to wound, 2. Okay, not too bad. So we're trying to save these. 4+ of our armour. Fouled 1, so one orc biker here has been knocked over with a slab shield and killed. So we have to do damage here, otherwise we could lose the combat. So we're all up for regular orc boys next. So 6 attacks in 4s. And then strength 3 now. Toughness 5, needs 6s. 1 wound coming through. 4+.
1.
So 1. Okay, so a wound coming through. So drawn combat so far. We'll let Zog fight next in this challenge against the priest. Right, so Zog fighting now. For freeze, is it weapon skill 4, your weapon skill? Yeah, we'll be on freeze to hit here. Just checked his weapon skill 3, the priest. But still just the 1 hit. Yeah, Lawrie actually gets an invuln save here. We do wound, but it's actually a 4+ to block this from going through.
No.
A 1, no. Priest has been cut in half here by the vengeful Zog. So priest is gone. I think that means fearless is lost. We're just discussing the rules here. So when you come to make the test, if one model in the unit has fearless, that model's been removed. So we're taking that the fearless is lost. So stubborn we do have though for Borgren. So leadership of 7 here to hold. 7 he needs, 7 he gets. The Borgrens hold up Zog here, so pretty good. Did lose the combat there, but it's unmodified there with stubborn, so pretty good result. I think they're going to be happy holding off the orc bikers there. They're not going to be able to go on the rampage on this next turn. But okay, so we've resolved the other combat here. It's a wreck has been made just there of the last Lehman Russ. So combat's all resolved here. Both sides trading blows here. It's been pretty equal, to be honest, so it's good to see. Good scenario. Playing from end to end, we wondered how the game would go, but it's been pretty good so far and enjoyable. A mixture of different fights taking place across the table. But Orks, by no means, have a clear run to victory here. They're going to have to keep fighting on hard. We'll go on to their 3rd turn. They need to press home an advantage here. They need to make an impact. Otherwise, if the Imperial Alliance here has a good turn, they could swing the game in their favour. So we'll see what the Orks decide to do on their 3rd turn coming up next. Right, so turn 3 movement here for the Orks. Melee continues here against the lone Borgren. Gorkonok continuing his advance, 6 inches, slowly but surely, moving up the table with the objective in mind just there. Tank busters, one of them lost amongst the burning wreck as they clambered out and have moved off in this direction. 5 inches we rolled up for them. 6 inches passing dangerous terrain with the looted wagon. Tank busters still inside, just ignoring the Terminators. Don't really have the right weaponry to take them on at this stage, so they're a bane here behind the Orks. Then round here, Gutrippa's disembarked with the Weird Boy and the Meganobs, rolling 5 inches for them going through the terrain just there, so they're bearing down on the Catchhands. And then the Orc Boys here shifting round. Tried to roll through terrain, rolled 3 inches, so we've shifted round to the left instead. The Lone Orc Knob here, alive, will be able to charge the Taurox just there, and then that is it, holding still with this truck, moving forwards a few inches with that one there. So movement done for the Orcs. We're going to Psychic Phase next. Might be able to do something this turn. We'll see what innards the Weird Boy can do. Right, so Psychic Phase done. Warpath went off there, so +1 attack for Gutrippa and his unit. And then also Frazzle we cast. It did go off. Lawrie tried to block it there, but then it's scattered. We're aiming for here, scattered across 4 inches, and has caused no hits and no damage. So Psychic Phase done. We'll go on to Shooting Phase next for the Orcs on their 3rd turn. Right, so Shooting Phase here for the Orcs. Death Storm Mega Shooter firing well, and then the 2 Twin Link Big Shooters as well, hosing down the Catchhands inside the jungle here. They did receive +1 cover save, partly obscured, would you believe, by the slab shield there from the Borgren just there, but still with a 4+ cover save, loads of hits coming through. That squad being reduced down to just 3 squad members remaining. They busted morale. One of the models was an inch from the table, so they ran off. They're gone, been hosed down out of the jungle. So Salamanders feeling more alone now with their Catchan comrades dead and fleeing. Then here the Tank Busters did elect to fire up. Alex electing to Jink here, no hits coming through, no damage, but snapshots only for that flyer. Firing across here, we released the squigs just to try and guarantee a kill here. In the end they hit, one of them hit, but a cover save made, but a rocket did take out the last scion with the plasma gun just there. Then round this side, firing down here with the 4 rockets, 2 wounds coming through, but 2 up armor saves being passed. Couldn't fire this weapon, its weapon destroyed here on the looted wagon, and then a rocket fired here and missed, rocket fired here and missed as well, and then didn't fire the meganobs here at this target, just going to try and charge them, and then the boys just in this corner, they shot and killed the Commissar who's just behind the burning wreck there. So not too bad from the Orks this turn, one of their better turns for shooting. Gorkanaut impressing very well indeed. So we'll go on to assaults now, number of assaults for the Orks. Potentially Gutrippa and his squad can make it in, they'll go after the Catchans just here, but we'll roll up some charges and Overwatch next. Alright, so assaults here, a bit of a disaster. Gutrippa's unit hasn't made it into combat, rolling terribly there for our charge range. Even with the here we go reroll on one of the dice, we still failed. So number of key points in this game where the Orks have just been tripped up as they've advanced with the immobilised battle wagon over there, and now the Ork unit with Gutrippa has failed to charge in as well. Nobs made it into combat here against the Taroks. That will be a combat that goes ahead along with the continuing melee here against the Borgren. So we'll roll up some results here for these melees. So combat's resolved here. Borgren taking a wound, but Strength 8, he's toughness 5 there with Zog, so he is still alive, 1 wound remaining, and will continue to hold the Ork bikers just there. Good job he's done, keeping the bikers away from the other Imperial units. It was a challenge taking place, but no damage done there against Zog, so that melee will continue on. No, melee lost, so stubborn roll needed for him. Of a leadership 7, yeah. So 7 to hold, or he could run. 60 rolls, good job. So holding the Ork bikers just there. And then across here, 4 attacks on the charge at strength 9. The Taroks has been destroyed by the lone Ork Nob. So turn 3 finished for the Orks. They're still doing damage, but victory is by no means assured. We'll go on to the 3rd turn next for this Imperial Alliance. Alright, so movement phase here, turn 3 for the Imperial Alliance. Salamander tactical squad moving out in this direction. Looks like they're going to try and aid the brave Bonehead here. Moving up a few inches here with the Rhino. And then holding ground here. Just Lawrie trying to hold position with these because they are salvo weapons in there. So if he holds position, he does get extra shots with them. Catchans moving around in this direction. Here, and they've been joined, I think, by the Psyker. Alright, so that is it. Looking for the flyers, flown off. He's jinked, so he'll come back on another turn. And then moving off here with the Terminators just there. So movement phase done. On to Psychic phase next for the Imperial Alliance next. Alright, so Psychic phase done here. Pretty effective forewarning cast here on the Catchan Jungle Fighters, granting them a 4+ invuln save. That's a clever move there, just anticipating a possible charge from the Meganobs. And then Force has been granted to that Psyker as well. We tried to block forewarning, but failed to there with the Whip Wipe. So that is Psychic phase done. On to Shooting phase next for the Imperial Forces here on turn 3. Alright, so shooting phase done. Not too bad at all. Stormbolter here firing across, took out the Ork Nob just there, so that is him gone. It's worth taking him out there with his strength 9 attacks on the charge. Melee continues here. These remained stationary and fired across here, taking out a number of the Ork tank busters. They've held morale, they're okay. But devastating damage coming through. The heavy flamer just clipping the back of the looted wagon here, and a 6 rolled for the number of hits inside, causing havoc and taking out a number of the tank busters. They've rolled up, they're pinned inside, so they'll be on 6s to hit with them. So excellent. And if that wasn't good enough, round here, one of the best rounds of shooting perhaps you'll ever hear of from a unit of Catchans with shotguns firing through with their weaponry, tons of hits and wounds, and then a load of saves required, failing 4. of those, and a previous wound coming through from a grenade launcher as well. 5 wounds in total taken. That's 2 meganobs brought down and a wound taken on another as well. So horrendous damage coming in against there. So excellent result there from this Katchan unit. Very impressive indeed. So shooting phase finished. It's been a very, very good turn here for the Imperial forces. There's still a good presence of them here on the table. Orks, we're wondering, it seems to happen on a number of occasions. They begin to run out of steam if they don't deal with their opponent quickly. They have failed to take out the stronger Imperial units here, but still the game will press on. We'll go on to assaults here. Lawrie reckons with that 4+ inv save, he may well charge into combat here against Gutrippa's squad. So Gutrippa may well find himself on the receiving end of a Katchan jungle fighter charge, a Banzai charge, perhaps, through the trenches. So shooting phase done. On to assaults next for the Imperial forces on turn 3. Right, so assaults here, another twist of events. Salamanders have made it into combat to support the bonehead just there. So just trying to keep the Orks away from objectives and lock them down in combat, and it seems to be paying off. Around the other side, events here have taken another twist. Lawrie has made it into combat with that Katchan unit. So firing the shotguns, blowing away a number of the Ork meganobs, and then charging into combat as well, trying to use that 4+ invuln to keep them alive. Just trying to keep the Orks away from the objective. See, the objective is just there. So now the meganobs can't move up. But we'll get these combats resolved, see who prevails at either side of the battlefield here. Right, so combat's resolved here. It's gone well at this side for the Imperial Guard. The bikers are gone. Zog killed, bikers brought down, and then consolidating into the jungle here with the salamanders and the boneheads. So held the Orks well here, and destroying that biker unit, and then consolidating their position just in the jungle over there. And then around this side, bravely charging in there with the Katchans, but failing a load of invuln saves. Lawrie needed to pass a good number of those with the response from the meganobs, but didn't, and lost 6 in the end. And then they busted morale. They've fallen back 7 inches, consolidating 6 inches with Gutrippa and his squad. So they've moved out in this direction. But that marks the end of the 3rd turn. Still all to play for, we reckon, on both sides. Perhaps the Imperial side has a slight advantage. It's hard to say. Terminator strong unit here. Not much the Orks have at this stage to deal with them. Just tank busters who are a bit out of position here at this point. But Gutrippa's alive. He's been freed up this turn to move out. We'll see what direction he decides to go as he tries to bring about an Ork victory here. If victory comes for the Orks, it will not be an easy one by any means. But we'll go on to the 4th turn now for the Orks coming up next. But onto the 4th turn here for the Orks. It's been an enjoyable game. It's been a mix-up of units here. It's been interesting taking on a triple alliance. Salamanders do fit in really well here with the Katchans and the Tempestus Scions. And the actual game itself, it's been hard to call all the way through. Both sides trading blow for blow. And even at this stage, as we head on into Ork turn 4, it's difficult to say who's going to win here. Objectives spread all across the table. Just a reminder of where they are. There's one here unclaimed. There's one here that the tank busters are sitting on top of. There's one down here that's sort of a standoff here at the moment between a Gorkanaut, Tactical Squad and Bulgrin. One here that is being held by the Salamander Rhino. One there that is being held there by the Katchans, but still units and options available for both sides. So it's very difficult to call at this stage as we head on to Ork moving on turn 4. Alright, so move with the Orks here. We're just talking about the game. Reckon the Orks still have enough potential to see the game through if it goes well for them. I have to just have to see what happens. So moving 12 inches here, we've shifted away, just trying to get away from those Terminators that are aggravating the tank busters here. So shifting 12, passing dangerous terrain, one whole point remaining. Just there. Meganobs moving out with Gutrippa. Looks like they're going to go after the Tempestus HQ unit just there, the command squad. 6 inches move the Gorkanaut onto the objective and potentially able to shoot and charge against the Salamander Tactical Squad there. And then round here, Ork boys sneaking round on the Katchans who are falling back. Ork trucks converging on the objective just there. And then these tank busters have shifted from here to here. So movement done for the Orks. We're going to Psychic Phase for them next. Alright, so Psychic Phase done here. a double perils here. We tried to cast Warpath. It did go off. I'm guessing the power is conferred onto the unit, but that caused a perils result and a wound coming through. No saves of any kind allowed on the Weird Boy. And then we also played Frazzle, which did hit the target over here, killing 3 Marines, and the Bullgrin's gone as well. But it came at a cost. We did peril that one as well. Rolled a 4. So the Weird Boy is dead. He's just holding too much psychic power in and has burnt his brains out as he's let off those 2 powers. So he is gone. But I reckon paid for himself here, bringing down 3 Marines, and the Bonehead, he's pretty much redeemed himself, even if it has cost him his life. So psychic phase finished. Just there, we'll go on to shooting phase next for the Orks on turn 4. Right, so shooting done with the Orks, there's 6 inches gone flat out here with the looted wagon. We ran with these 1 inch, and then down here firing the Scorcher rocket launchers and the other Gatling weaponry there. It's brought down a couple more Marines, but no morale check needed for them. Then Gutrippa and his squad firing through, no damage done on the command squad for the Militarum Tempestus. Fired the rocket system there on the shuttle bus. A wound taken, but a 2+ armor save passed, and then slugger shots coming through against the catch hands just there, no hits at all. So shooting phase finished. 2 rockets as well from the Ork truck transports, no hits there against the Rhino. So shooting phase finished. On to assaults now for the Orks on turn 4. Alright, so combats will go ahead, but not down here. Gorkanaut not rolling high enough, needing about a 9 with the cover, and so no combat will go ahead. Alex Oren up there did get a 6, but it was a glancing hit in the end. There with his 2d6 rolled a 13, and then a 5+. We were obscured by the jungle and past that, so no damage taken. But Gorkanaut has failed to make it into combat. Down here, no damage taken on Overwatch as Gutrippa and the Meganobs charge in, and then over in the corner, the Ork boys have made into contact against the Katchan jungle fighters and the Psyker. So a couple of combats to resolve here. If the Orks do well, that'll be 2 more Imperial units eliminated. Things looking thin on the ground, but that's ready for both sides here in this game. We'll go on to assault results next here on turn 4 for the Orks. Alright, so combat's resolved here. Gutrippa and his squad, no damage taken, and destroying the HQ squad for the Militarum Tempestus. That is actually their presence on the table eliminated now. And then down here, Katchans, they've been wiped out, but not before the Psyker killed the Ork Nob in a challenge. An instant death there with force in play, so killed the Ork Nob, and then also killed an Ork boy. The remaining 3 of them have consolidated onto the objective. And that is it. So close combat done. Still hard to say who's going to win this one. We'll go on to the 4th turn now for the Imperial Alliance. Right, so movement here, moving along with the tactical squad for the Salamanders. They are within 3 inches of the objective. And then down here, Rhino holding position, just needs to hold on to that 3-point objective. The Storm Talon has arrived, lends some fire support against Gutrippa and his squad. And then over here, good move, splitting away the Chaplain to go after this objective, and then moving on to this objective here with the Terminator. So potential of 6 points available here, and the Orks don't really have much of a response to these Terminator units. So game's definitely still on. We'll go on to psychic phase. There's no more psychers for anyone. So on to shooting now for the Imperial forces. Alright, so shooting phase done here. Salamanders firing, no damage done on the looted wagon. 1 wound on Gutrippa, who took an assault cannon hit there and failed a cover save, failed to feel no pain, so a wound taken on him. That was fire from the Storm Talon. Rhino firing with the Storm Bolter, no damage. And then across here, Heavy Flamer firing through, and a Storm Bolter taking the Tank Busters down to just the knob. Passing morale with them. Just looking at the game here, there's no Katchans or Militarum Tempestus on the table, so this has actually turned into Orks versus Salamanders now at the end, towards the end of this game. But shooting phase done. Just looking around for assaults. No. And no combats. So the turn is actually finished here. We're going to go on to the 5th turn for the Orks. This game is going to go right to the wire. Alright, so Ork movement here on turn 5, moving with the looted wagon, disembarking with the tank busters, getting ready to charge and shoot at the Rhino. Got to make sure that thing's destroyed. Mega Knobs and Gutrippa closing in as well, moving up across the trench. Trucks moved off at speed, passing dangerous terrain across here. Gorkanaut closing in just an inch away from the Salamanders, just there. The other trucks moved as well, just sitting on top of the objective, and then 4 inches tucked in with the tank buster here. So on to shooting phase next for the Orks on turn 5. Alright, so shooting phase done here, firing down with the Gorkanaut, causing plenty of casualties there against the Salamanders. There's just 3 of them left now, but holding morale, rolled a 7. 2 hull points coming through, the squigs are released, causing damage. Stormbolter destroyed on there, and then 2 hull points. Didn't shoot here with Gutrippa's squad. Can't shoot there with this one. Tried to move out. Its objective secured here. Tried to swing this round next to the objective, but rolled a dreaded double 1, so immobilised and hull point taken. We did get a hit on the Storm Talon. That was a shot from a truck, wasn't it? Fired up, I think. This rocket here fired through. Did get a hit, and it was a penetrating hit, immobilised result. Alex has rolled up. It's not going to crash and burn, but a hull point taken. It hasn't jinked, but it is half dead just there. So shooting phase finished for the Orks. We'll go on to their assault phase next. Right, so charges have gone ahead here. Contact made with both units, tank busters and Gutrippa. Going to take on the Rhino, and then down here the Gorkanaut has made it in. No damage from the overwatching multi-melter. So assault's done. We'll get some combat results next. Right, so combat's resolved here. Gorkanaut's failed to kill all of the Salamanders, so 1 tactical marine left. We'll have to measure up to see if he's within range. Possibly. The objective is just here, behind the Gorkanaut. Then across here, the glancing hit was caused from the charging tank busters there, so no explodes results on the Rhino. So turn finished for the Orks. They've done the best they can, eliminating as many units as possible, but still the game's hard to call even at this stage. We'll go on to the 5th, possibly final turn for the Imperial Alliance. Right, so movement phase here. Just a correction at the end of our turn. Alex used our weapons are useless. He fell back here with the Marine 7 inches. He'll get to rally now as he goes into his turn. And then Gorkanaut's consolidated 6 inches just there, sitting on the objective. Okay, so movement here. Automatic rally with the lone Marine. For We Shall Know No Fear, a few inches across there, so he will be within 12 inches. It will be a snapshot though, trying to hit the Gorkanaut. And then across here, gone into hover mode here with the Storm Talon's desperate attempt here at the end to try and pick up as many points as possible. Onto the objective here with the Terminators, onto the objective here with the Terminator Chaplain. So shooting phase now coming up for the Salamanders here on turn 5. Alright, so shooting phase finished. Just talking about rallying here, just with Marines can fire at normal ballistic skill. So a freeze to hit, but Alex rolled a 2, which is a shame at the end. Had a chance there to destroy the Gorkanaut in one shot. Then over here, 2 penetrating hits. We downgraded one with Ramshackle, and the result of a 4 there, so 2 hull points taken, but Truck is still alive, and the tank buster here has been taken out by the heavy flamer and Stormbolter fire from the Terminators just there. Alright, so that comes to the end of the 5th turn. We're just talking about the game here. We reckon it's not worth carrying on. There's no way that the Imperial Alliance here, or the Salamanders, can rescue the battle. So we'll calculate victory points. Just saying that the Terminators are stretched out to their max. They're on objectives. They can't really go anywhere. They don't have the long-range weaponry to deal with the Orks up here. There is a lone Salamander just there. I think he's going to die as Gorkanaut bearing down on him. Ork units just here as well. And then in hover mode with the Storm Talon, Gutrippa and his unit would turn around and destroy that as well. So we'll calculate victory points to get an exact score. So in the Imperial Alliance here, Salamanders are left on the table. 3 points for this objective, just here. Then across here, 3 points. The Chaplain's going to hold that objective. That's 6 points. First blood was scored, and a heavy support here. The looted wagon was destroyed as well. So 8 points, an honourable score here for the Imperial Alliance. Then for the Orks, they've got an objective here, 3 points. An objective just here, held by Gutrippa and his squad, that's 3 points. An objective just over there, that is 9 points. They do have Line Breaker, that's 10 points. They killed a heavy, that's 11 points. And then 12 points for Slay the Warlord as well. So 12 points to 8, the final score. A pretty close scoreline actually. It wasn't a slaughter by any means. The Orks have got victory here, but they have had to work very hard for it indeed. So it's been a good matchup, a good fight between these forces, and Gutrippa has led his lads to victory, but at a terrible cost. So great game here. Interesting dynamics to this one, just with the scenario and then the triple alliance that we've seen. Excellent to see Salamanders debuting on the channel as well, and very nicely painted by Alex indeed. So that's he's been welcome to come onto the channel, and the Salamanders are welcome as well. And they almost pulled out a victory here for the Imperial Alliance in this game. But Gutrippa has triumphed again. His rise continues as to whether his army is ready to take on and beat the bigger armies. The more impressive armies we'll have to see. He does want to get to the top, but it is a difficult climb for sure. But in this episode here, the Orks are triumphant, but it was a close matchup indeed. Great game. Thanks to Lawrie and Alex for coming down. It's good to have them along. Keep a lookout for future battle reports featuring these armies. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Right, so just discussing units of the game. Honourable mention for the Ork boys for sure. They moved up quickly up the table and engaged the Imperial units pretty quick. Yet Lawrie just pointing to the Borgrins there, have to say an excellent unit as well. Excellent blocking unit for the Imperial forces just there. For Orks though, I'm going to give it to the Gorkanaut. Moved up steadily, fire support from him, engaging in combat and securing an objective. Controversially though, it's one of the units that may well be going out of this Ork force, but he's shined in this particular game. And then for the Imperial forces, they are going to give it to the Salamander, Terminators and Chaplain. Deep striking down, causing trouble for the Orks from behind, and then ultimately splitting off into two and picking up 6 points between them here at the end of the game. So well done to them, the Salamander, Terminators and Chaplain. So that's units of the game for both sides.